integers and ints. But now what if we have a decimal, right? So what if the cost of a burger is not 2 but let's say $2.3, and the cost of pizza is $5.6. Alright? Let's see how this works. So is the output gonna be 2.3, the cost of the burger is 2.3 and 5.6, or is it gonna be something else? So have a think for a moment. An integer, what does an integer hold? Well, an integer holds whole numbers, but is this a whole number? Well, I don't think so. Well, but let's just give it a shot, just being nice experimenters. So save, run, and it just says cost of a burger is $2, the cost of a burger is the pizza is $5. It doesn't round it off, it just goes to the nearest whole number. Like if it sees even if it says 2.9, it's still gonna just read the 2. It's gonna ignore anything with the decimal and above. So how do we change? How do we have decimals? So we have decimals by using float, right? So floating point. So we use float cost burger and float cost pizza, and this is a floating point. So floats let us use decimals instead of having whole numbers. So we can have float 2.3 and float 5.6, and this really helps us in addition and subtraction and stuff, but we'll get to that later. Alright, let's go ahead and save. Whoops, press Ctrl Z by mistake. Save, build, and run. So this should be very simple and straightforward output, and it should say the cost of burger is $2.3 and the cost of pizza is $5.6, and voila, it does say that. So cost of burger is 2.3, cost of burger is 5.6. Alright, so we have completed using floating point, and in the next video we'll be using strings and how we can use names and how we can input and output names. And after we get the inputs and outputs, then we can go into addition and subtraction and all this really cool stuff. But this is really good so far. So you have learned how to use integers, and now you have learned how to use float. So you can have whole numbers and decimal notations. But what if we have to store a text? Well, that's where we're going to be using string.